Sunraysia netball time here on the Flow Friday Sports Show. I'm joined by Caitlin Vine, and she's certainly very happy for the A-grade Ouyen side because they were involved in a very big game on the weekend and a successful one for them. Caitlin Vine, great to have you back with us again. How are you?
Hey, feeling good, ready for another week of finals.
Excellent. Well, there's that vibe in Ouyen at the moment where anything can happen, isn't there, Caitlin? After the final series that we've seen and the way that the A-grade side ended their home and away campaign, it just feels like, you never know. You don't want to pump the tyres too early, too quickly, but you just never know.
You never know. You know, it's a 50-50 out there. So after the weekend, though, the girls are definitely feeling like they know what they need to do, and there's only one way to do it. So an absolutely sensational game on the weekend against Sunraysia. Ended up having, I think, a 14 or 15 goal win. So just very patient, smart netball from the Kangas. I think any team that would have come up against that would have been very, very scared. It was a tight contest at the start, and it just took the Kangas that little bit to sort of work out what they were doing, but absolutely sensational defence by Casey Crothers, Tashani Burns and Esther Manley. I think those shooters were packing their dacks by the end of it. Us B graders went off to warm up at 3/4 time, and I think the girls were 4 goals up, and then we came back about 5 minutes later and they were 14 goals up. So a ripping last quarter to really seal the deal. A fantastic game by our shooters in our mid-quarters as well. So that was the end for our Rimple, and Ouyen progressing through to the prelim.
I'll tell you what I would find most exciting about this current situation. It's the fact that you're playing your best netball and there's no pressure on the girls.
Absolutely. Everyone always says that Ouyen are a slow burner. We take a little while to sort of warm up, but the girls that are in that A-grade side, finals is their thing. They live for it, and they certainly all play their best netball when it comes to finals.
That is certainly what we're seeing at the moment. Well, let's talk about the other game quickly in the A-grade, Wentworth and Mildura. Mildura falling short. We expected that they would by 14 goals. Wentworth through. So how did we assess that game in the end, Caitlin?
I tell you what, first quarter, Mildura were up 10-5 and Wentworth were shaking in their boot. Amanda Edwards, who's usually, their star player, was missing goals. Really ratty start for Wentworth, which is kind of unlike them. But I think by the end of the first quarter into the second quarter, they evened it up and then sort of took it away in the end. So Mildura were there for that small time. I think, can they put it together for 3 or 4 quarters? I'm not too sure. But Wentworth certainly got a little bit of a shock. It puts them straight through to the grand final, but they certainly wouldn't be going in super confident, I think.
Yeah, there we go. Very interesting stuff. Let's just pause for a second and get the reports from the other Ouyen sides. Caitlin, just tell us what else went on at, not at Kangas Park, but from within the 4 walls of the Ouyen club on the weekend just gone.
Yeah, so we had another big weekend of netball, a Saturday and Sunday trip up to Mildura. Saturday, we got to see our 17s win and go straight into the grand final. I think it was only a 6 or 7 goal win, so it was a really tight game for the girls against Sunraysia, but I think that was really what they needed, a really solid competition to push them that little bit harder. So stoked for our 17s to be heading into the granny. Our 13s unfortunately lost by 4 goals to South, which means they'll have to play again this week. And the B graders, my girls, we played one of the toughest games in netball I think I've ever played against Robinvale. Just a team with so much experience, having played together for a long time, and it really was almost goal for goal the whole game, and we ended up going down by 1 goal in the dying seconds. So it was a devastating loss for our team and ended our finals campaign and our season for 2024, but super proud of the girls. Everyone put 110% out there on the court and just weren't good enough on the day. So we're still looking forward to celebrating and working with our A-graders this weekend to try and get them over the line.
All right, well, speaking of the A-graders, I'm going to ask you the age-old question because it's always so divisive. I love asking it. Do you prefer having the game to play ahead of a grand final, or would you rather go straight into one?
Nah, play it, I reckon. I think you need that run on. When you have a week off, you just sort of lose your momentum. I know when I have a week off, I feel like I come back to training and I've forgotten how to play. So You just have too much time in your own head. I think the run on is so much better.
Yeah, a lot of people do agree with you, and well, it's going to be very interesting. I'm not trying to, push things ahead too quickly, but it's an interesting one to get the player perspective. Preliminary finals time though, and it's a huge game for Ouyen against Mildura. So how are we feeling? Because Mildura will go into this now, even though they had spells against Wentworth where they would have been happy with their work, they go into this now with, their tail in between their legs, so to speak. And Ouyen, they go in with the form. So it's probably a good time to be on the Ouyen side going into this game, Caitlin, and the pressure, of course, will be on Mildura too because they finished higher in the regular round, so most people will be expecting Mildura to take care of Ouyen. The pressure's all on Mildura, and that's always dangerous.
Absolutely. I think, as you mentioned, we sort of have no pressure for the Kangas going in. We just need to do what we can do, and I think this squad absolutely can do it. Mildura will be very nervous coming up against us. I would think that they would have been watching a lot of the playback, really trying to focus on one-on-ones and what they're going to do to try and shut down our key players, which at the moment I feel like every single one of our 7 or our 12 squad is a key player. And Mildura are going to really have to work hard to beat us, I think. We are also going to have to work really hard, stick to what we know, and just, see what we can do. I think it's going to be an amazing game to watch. And additionally, we've got our under-13s coming up against the Imperials on Saturday as well. So another big weekend of netball. The Kangas are right behind our girls. We're super excited to see what they can do. And, watch this space.
A lot to look forward to. Good luck to everyone there at the Ouyen United Kangas. Caitlin Vine, great to speak with you again. Enjoy the experience on the weekend. We'll speak to you next week.
Thanks. Go Kangas.